Mike Craven from Dave Campbell's Texas Football here with TCU wide receiver Eric McAlister, an Azle grad. Before we start talking about TCU, kind of what were your favorite memories of playing Texas high school football?
Probably going to the playoffs and winning 2 district titles. It's probably my 2 fondest memories.
When you go to Boise State, what did you miss most about the state of Texas when you were gone?
Food,
What kind of food?
barbecue, really any type of food with flavor. Like Boise State and Idaho, they got flavor up there. Of course, there's a lot of foods that have flavor, but I just miss like the barbecue, any type of barbecue food. Really, there was no barbecue food up there in Boise, Idaho.
When you go to a barbecue spot, because there's some good ones in Fort Worth, kind of what's the order? What do you go with?
I'm looking for some burnt ends, potato salad, jalapeno poppers, brisket, mac and cheese, mashed potatoes. I can eat, so I'm putting it all down.
I have a very important potato salad question. Are you a mustard-based or a mayonnaise-based kind of fan there?
I like both. I'll eat both. It don't matter to me. They're both good.
Okay. I can tell you can probably put down some food.
Yeah,
You just put some food. This year, your role is going to increase a little bit more, right? You're kind of third, fourth wide receiver last year. Such a talented room. You're kind of the guy this year. What excites you the most about kind of having more of those opportunities?
It's just the fact that I know what I can do when the ball touches my hands more times than 40 times I would touch it last season, and the impact I can have on the game. So like, it's really just up to who want to give me the ball and just bringing guys along and making sure that JD on the other side, he has to have a great season for me to have a great season, because it opens up coverages. Guys just can't stack the whole field just on my side. So just moving up from being the 4th guy last year to being the number 1 guy this year, it comes with a lot, but also a lot you got to do to be the number 1 guy.
You're kind of a big play guy last year. Most of your catches go for first down. You average all these yards per catch. Kind of what's the key to being a good kind of vertical down the field, big threat kind of wide receiver?
I think it's a mindset, knowing that you can't go out there and be like, oh, this guy's better than me. You can't look into the statistics, whatever. You got to line up every play and know that when the ball's in the air, you got to go get it. And I think that's the mindset I've created in my head, and the coaches have put in my head, that when the ball's in the air, I'm 6'4". You don't see a lot of 6'4" DBs, so you feel me? So I already have an advantage that part. So the ball's in the air, I have a mindset that I'm going to go get it, and it's my ball no matter what.
Favorite game, favorite play, maybe that Texas Tech play, kind of what stands out to you when you kind of think about last year?
A lot of people would say that Tech game or the game against Kansas is my favorite play or favorite game. My favorite game really is the game I played the most. So I would say the SMU game where I went for 100, or I think it was a game before, or I think it was a game after that, or the UCF game where I played a lot. I like games where I can make an impact on the game. So the games where I just had 1 catch or 2 catches, those games I really don't remember like that. I like to be a guy who goes in the game and has an impact on it.
Josh Hoover, you mentioned earlier as the quarterback. What makes him such a good player? What do you like playing with him about?
I think it's his competitiveness. He's from Fort Worth too, so he's a competitor. His mindset of I'm gonna get better. Like he was mentioning his BYU game, his first start last year. He goes crazy. He throws 3 or 4 touchdowns. The next game he has a horrible game. So it's the fact that Hoover can be a competitor, and he can learn from his mistakes, and he's not just the same player every other week. He's only getting better, and that's what I like about Hoover.
I feel like Fort Worth's one of the more underrated cities in the state. Like, nobody really talks about how cool Fort Worth is. Like, somebody who kind of grew up around there and now goes to college there, like, how different is the city now compared to the one you grew up in, and what do you like most about it?
I would say from the city that I grew up in, obviously it's Azle, but like Fort Worth is right down the street. It's way more packed. But when I grew up in, I really didn't follow TCU as much, but like you still heard about it, like the Trayvon Boykin and the Doxson days, and now it's a lot more people moved in and a lot more bigger atmosphere and a lot more eyes on you. And like TCU football's only gotten bigger. They just went to the Natty 2-3 years ago, so it's just great being back and great playing in front of my hometown fans.
And then lastly, just what are some goals for you? What are you trying to accomplish this year?
I set my goals for the Stars, and I'm working every day to hit them. But I got a couple goals for you. One goal is to be a 1,400-yard receiver. Next goal is go to the Natty. Big goal is go to the Big 12 championship, win the Blendnikoff, and be a top 5 Heisman finalist.
Heard it here first. Eric McAlister, wide receiver, TCU. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Nice watch.
Thank you.